Assalamualaikum and hi. Thank you for being here today. I am super excited to have you here. I am Anis Nabila binti Azam with matrix number 066894 and I'm one of the team members from Group 16. So we are here today to talk to you about management function in an organization. Alright, before we jump to our main target, here is our flow for this presentation. We have introduction of management function. We will include all four elements in the management function, which is planning, organizing, leading, and also controlling. In the last part of this presentation is the conclusion. Alright, without wasting more time, let's hear the explanation from my group members. Hi, it's me again. So my part is to deliver to you about introduction of management function. Before that, do you really understand what does it mean by management? Let me explain it to you. Management is the coordination and administration of tasks to achieve a goal. Such administration activities include setting the organization's strategies and coordinating the efforts of staff to accomplish this objective through the application of available resources. In another word, management is a process of getting things done effectively and efficiently with and through people. Management can also refer to the seniority structure of staff members within an organization. For our group, we choose Aziata's Group Berhad as our guide in this presentation. So let me show you the organizational chart of Aziata's Group. Alright, we already arrived at our main reason of our presentation. It is about the four elements of management function. I will only brief about it to you. But don't worry, my friends will explain more detail later. Yep, the first element is planning. What does managers do in planning process? Managers will set the organizational goals and come up with a strategy to attain them during this stage. There are several approaches to planning, such as strategic planning, tactical planning, and also operational planning. The next one is organizing. The objective of organizing is to distribute resources and allocate duties to individuals in order to meet the goals set out in the planning stage. In this stage, managers need to make sure that the environment is conducive in order to increase employees' motivation. It is very important. The third element is leading. Okay, for leading, the managers will focus on managing their people rather than doing tasks. Managers, as the leader of the team, will directly inform their team members by giving orders on what to do for reaching their main objectives. Managers frequently use a variety of leadership styles and adjust their management style in different conditions. And last but not least, controlling. Controlling is the process of assessing the plan's implementation and making necessary modification to guarantee that the organization's goal is achievable. Managers execute activities such as educating staff as needed and monitoring deadlines throughout the controlling stage. I guess I already talked enough about the introduction of management function. I will pass to the next presenter to explain more about planning, organizing, leading, and also controlling.
So, what is planning? Planning is deciding on the organization's objective or goals and getting the job done by establish some strategies to achieve goals that has been made by the company. Aziata has some strategies to achieve its goal, which is advancing Asia. To accomplish these goals, the company should start a strategic plan with few steps. So we are going to discuss the steps now. First and foremost, the first step that should be taken by the managers is identifying the company's goals, mission, and strategies. Knowing their own goals, they should know their target customers and market to attain the company's goals. To achieve advancing Asia, Axiata has approached all ASEAN and South Asia countries to achieve their target group, which consists of telecom companies, IT firms, construction companies, and internet service providers. For the second step, the managers need to conduct an external analysis to know the competition behavior, the effect of pending legislation in their organization, and the stability of the local labor supply in the location of their target customers. Next, managers are able to examine all the components of the environment from the aspect of economic, demographic, political or legislation, socio-cultural, technological and global to recognize the trend and changes in the company's business. For example, Axiata is concerned with the legislation as they can get sued by their customer if they take an awful opportunity. As the event has happened before, Axiata has been fined by MCMC for 1.2 million for the charges of billing complaint resolution performance, non-billing complaint resolution performance, and lastly, customer hotline management performance. Hence, the managers need to bear with the huge responsibility to analyze this kind of external analysis in order to achieve the company's goals. Other than that, the managers should study and catch up with the latest technology so that they aren't left behind in those aspects. As we know, people nowadays watch movies and series on online platforms such as Netflix, Viu, and any other platform. In order to watch those platforms, they need a fast internet connection. Hence, the managers can analyze this factor and provide them with the best package they could ever had. These are the among external analysis that managers need to consider. Next, moving on to the third step, which is internal analysis. The third step, this step can provide the managers with critical information regarding an organization's specific resources and capabilities. The resources of the company are its asset, which consists of financial, physical, human, and intangible assets that are used to develop, manufacture, and deliver products to its customer. The managers need to analyze the company's financial to offer any kind of package or product to the customer. They need to consider the company's financial situation in order to sustain and also achieve the company's goal. So that is the third step, which is internal analysis. Moving on, we are going to discuss for the fourth step. The next step for strategic management is that managers need to formulate organizational strategies. While they formulate the strategies, they have to study the reality of the external resources to achieve their organizational goals. The managers usually make three main strategies, which are corporate, business, and functional. So we are going to move for the next step. Next step, which is the second last step, is that managers also need to implement the strategies. This is the crucial, as if the strategies are not implemented in right way or in the proper way, the performance of the company will drop and suffer. For example, if the managers have a plan to offer the best internet package for the customer, but the strategy is not implemented in the right way, the managers will face the consequences and all the effort will be wasted. The last step, which is finally yet importantly, the managers should evaluate the result. After all the strategies the managers has made, like offering customers a better offer, the managers should evaluate if it can help Axiata to achieve the advancing Asia goals or not. So if we have implemented the strategies well, and then we have to evaluate the step.
To continue the presentation, I'm going to talk about organizing. Organizing can be defined as a process that initiates actions of plans, such as clarifying jobs, working relationships, and also deploying resources effectively in order for the organization or company to achieve its set goals. Organizing really needs good coordination between human efforts and the deployment of resources. These two things will then be unified as a whole for it to be utilized in order to achieve the company's objectives and goals. To organize is also to harmonize or to coordinate in a logical manner and in an orderly manner. Other than that, to organize is also to make the rational division of work of different group activities. These different groups and positions will then be tied together in order to achieve something that will help the company reach its goals. Based on Kuhn's O'Donnell, organizing involves the establishment of an international structure, an enumeration of the activities required to achieve the goals of an enterprise and each part of it, the grouping of these activities, the assignment of such groups of activities to the manager, the delegation of authority to carry them out, and provision for coordination of authority and for informational relationship, horizontally and vertically in the organization structure. So, for example, Axiata Group Berhad is a very big company, and Axiata have many subsidiary companies under its wing, such as Celcom Axiata and XL Axiata, in order to name a few. Okay, so saying that Axiata need a very intricate and very effective organizational structure in order for its company to run smoothly. So, in order to do this, based on the Integrated Annual Report 2021, Axiata Group Berhad practices the departmentalization method. The departmentalization practice that they use is the functional departmentalization, which means that Axiata will divide its workers based on the jobs that they do. So, for example, let's say you are the finance group of Axiata, then you will only do finance work and you will only be responsible for the finance work of Axiata Group Berhad. You will not be involved in other work such as the legal team's work or the corporate team's work. So, by doing this, the employees of Axiata can focus on their work more, and then they can create a more effective way to do their job or improve upon their job. So, this will increase Axiata Group Berhad effectiveness as a whole. Other than that, departmentalization focuses this really simple group such as finance, legal, and corporate teams. They sound simple, but essentially they are at the center of Axiata Group Berhad. These groups or these divisions of teams is very important and is at the heart of Axiata Group Berhad. Secondly, at the center of Axiata's organizational chart, there is Dato' Izzaddin Idris. Who is he? So, Dato' Izzaddin Idris is the CEO of Axiata. He is the head of Axiata Group Berhad. He is mainly responsible to steer Axiata into the right path in order to achieve its goals. So, Dato' Izzaddin held a very big responsibility. And obviously, people with such credentials must have the right qualification. So luckily, Dato' Izzaddin is also experienced in financial investing for over 30 years. He is also experienced in senior role management for 13 years prior to his appointment as the CEO of Axiata. It is important that you have the right captain to steer the ship. No matter how big or how advanced the ship is, if you don't have the captain to steer it at the right path, nothing will be successful. So, lastly, Axiata also practices the product-based departmentalization, which means that they focuses on different products instead. So before, they focus on the different groups such as legal, finance, and corporate, but now they focus on the products. So, as we know, Axiata has many subsidiary company under its wing, and each of these company has their own product or services. And to smooth the the chain of command or to smooth the operation, every single subsidiary company has their own COO. For example, Datuk Idham Nawawi is the CEO of Celcom Axiata. So, every single Celcom Axiata employee will answer to Datuk Idham Nawawi. As a result, the individual subsidiary company can focus on their own product and focus on their own services. This will enable them to improve upon their product more and increase the company's overall productivity and profitability.
So today I would like to present about leading for our organization, which is my first point is a leader must have a very professional characteristic. So a few characteristics that needs to be held as a leader is such as intelligence, hardworking, trustworthy, and leadership skills. Leadership can be defined as the process of leading a group and influencing that group to achieve its goal. For this company, we are concerned about our staff and will make sure that they are playing their roles as an employee to achieve the company's goals and maximize our profit sales. So move to the next point, which is the transactional leaders and the transformational leaders. So I would like to explain more about it. Transactional leaders guide or motivate followers to work to establish goals by exchanging reward for their productivity through social exchange. On the other hand, transformational leaders inspire and motivate followers to achieve extraordinary results. Transformational leadership generates higher levels of employee effort and performance than the transactional leadership. Because the transactional leadership, the followers the ability to question established views, including those held by the leader. Last but not least, implementing the Ohio studies, Michigan studies, and managerial degree in our company. For Ohio studies, our company are using the consideration style. This style shows that our company are treating all our staff equally and being approachable. That's for Michigan studies. We choose to apply employee-created leadership in this company. The main reason we keep using this theory because it can help our employee to be more hardworking by doing their tasks efficiently because they already got some motivation from the manager. And last but not least, we are proceeding with managerial grid style, which is the team leadership. The objective we choose this style as our main leading types are because the company will get the advantage, which is we will get the higher consent and the high people. So that's all from me. Thank you.
The next management function is controlling. Controlling is a process of assessing the plan implementation. One of a manager's most crucial responsibility is to control. A manager must apply effective control over the action of their employer in order to achieve the desired outcomes. Next, controlling can guarantee that organization resources are handled effectively and efficiently. This is in order to meet predefined objectives. This can help in terms of guiding the team toward goal and ensure that performance toward goal is monitored. Controlling also one of the managerial function that includes planning, organizing, staffing and directing. According to the modern concept, it is a forcing action to control something, whereas earlier the concept of control was used only when errors were detected. Axiata is committed to a high standard of corporate governance. Axiata also pursuing its corporate objective to increase shareholder value and position itself competitively. We all know that Axiata is a telecommunication company that encompasses a very large management. In order to control the management, it is not impossible that Axiata has implemented various techniques to maintain their management in always providing the best service to us. The method used by manager to ensure progress and the way progress is monitored are important consideration before starting the plan implementation. Furthermore, The controlling helps and direct the organization efforts to achieve long-term goal. The function of controlling the ability achieve desired result from the subordinate, manager and all level of an organization. The controlling function help to measure the progress toward organization goal and to identify any deviation.
As a conclusion, management is creative problem solving. This creative problem solving is accomplished through four functions of management that have been stated, which are planning, organizing, leading, and also controlling. The intended result is the use of an organization's resources in a way that accomplishes its missions and objectives. I think it's the time for us to bid our goodbye. Thank you for lending us your ears. We really appreciate it. See you next time and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.